new information this morning on breaking news in South Fargo. Police have just cleared the scene of a reported domestic disturbance involving gunshots without making any arrests. They spent more than 2 hours last night surrounding an apartment building on Dakota Park Circle South, which is near Essentia Hospital. The area was blocked off around 9 p.m. by several squad cars as well as Fargo fire crews. Police eventually cleared the scene right around 11:30, saying they were not able to find any signs of a gun being fired and that there was no evidence of any crime. The so-called weekend warriors lived up to their name in Minnesota this weekend in the battle against the coronavirus. The National Guard delivered personal protective equipment from Camp Riley near Little Falls to the Minnesota Department of Health warehouse in St. Paul. The drop-off of items includes more than 81,000 N95 face masks, 17,000 pandemic flu kits, 1,100 disposable coveralls, 2,200 boots, and 2,200 pairs of gloves. This equipment will be distributed to first responders and healthcare workers throughout the state. 3 western Minnesota counties are exploring the idea of converting part of a former prison into a center to care for people who have the coronavirus. They've asked the owner of the former Appleton prison about using a pod in the building exclusively for coronavirus patients. The CEO of Appleton Area Health Services says the plan would start with 11 rooms and expand to 77 beds if needed. Tennessee-based Core Civic says it will provide the facility at no cost. The Appleton prison closed back in 2010. The Swift, Chippewa, and LaCroix County boards are expected to vote on the idea next week. The 2020 Tokyo Olympics might be postponed due to the coronavirus pandemic. The International Olympic Committee says it will take about 4 weeks to weigh options and to plan different scenarios for the Games, including postponement. Soon after that announcement, Canada and Australia said they will not send athletes to the Olympic Games in Tokyo because of the risks associated with the coronavirus outbreak. The heads of USA Swimming and USA Track and Field are calling for the Olympics to be postponed to 2021. 9 minutes before 7. Let's get a check of that First Alert Storm Team forecast. And Justin Fanfarelli's in for Lisa Green this morning. It looks like you have a few updated alerts for us.
Oh, yeah. We just got a dense fog advisory from the National Weather Service. This does include portions of northwestern Minnesota. It goes until 10 a.m. and it's stretching from the city of Ada to Thief Falls down toward the Fosston area. And it does include East Grand Forks. In this direction, we could have visibilities of less than a half mile between now and 10 a.m. Let's take a look at the current visibilities. Out toward Badette, visibility of less than a half mile. Crookston now reporting 0 visibility, less than a half mile from Thief Falls down toward Fosston and even up toward the Hallock area. So if you're traveling in these areas, definitely be aware of some dense fog possible over the next few hours. Temperatures in these areas are cool. Some areas into the lower teens, but we're closer to 30 as you make your way into Lakes Country and the Southern Valley. Let's take a look at the current wind speeds around the region. Wind not really much of an issue going forward through the day today. Just light winds around 5 to 15 miles per hour from a southerly direction, and that should start to warm us up as we go through the day today. We got mostly cloudy skies stretching from the Southern Valley and across our Minnesota counties right now, with clearer skies from the Northern Valley into the Devil's Lake Basin, partly cloudy skies from Jamestown points off to the south, but we are dry for the day today. We will have partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies, and temperatures actually rising to within a few degrees of 40 in most places. An increase in the clouds and the wind during the overnight, a mild overnight period with most of us staying near 30 degrees for low temperatures. And for the day tomorrow, even warmer. A southerly wind, more cloud cover, but we do have a slight chance of some rain showers for your Tuesday. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. That system could end as some snow showers on Wednesday, just light amounts of snow shower activity. Then we're back to mostly sunny skies Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as temperatures stay into the mid-30s to mid-40s. There's your weather. Let's check in with Devin now with your traffic.
Thanks, Justin. We are finishing up this hour on I-94. We are heading east toward Minnesota. You can see how light the traffic flow has been this morning. Over in the westbound lanes, it's a little bit busier, but overall, still a lot of really open areas on both sides of I-94. So good news as you make your way out the door this morning. Once again, the interstate's looking a bit lighter. When it comes to our side roads, a lot of those are looking very light as well. When I drove over the I-29 overpass a little bit ago and overlooked 13th Avenue, there were only 2 vehicles out there. So it's looking light on the side roads as well. The busiest side road I saw was 45th Street. Now, when it comes to that fog that Justin was talking about a little bit ago, here in the FM area, things do seem to be fine. In the west area, though, west of 45th Street, there is a little bit of fog there. Thankfully, it's pretty high up. There's not a whole lot affecting visibility, but there is that dense fog advisory in northwestern Minnesota to watch out for. So if you're leaving the FM Metro and heading that way, be sure to look out for that. But if you're staying in the Metro, good visibility and good road conditions. We're going to keep checking out these roadways in the next hour on Fargo CW. But for now, for your traffic on the move, I'm Devin Fry.
It's now 5 minutes before 7. North Dakota coronavirus cases are up to 30 now, and Governor Doug Burgum is urging people to remain vigilant. The North Dakota Department of Health is confirming 2 additional cases, a woman in her 30s in Burleigh County and a man in his 40s in Pierce County. The state has tested more than 1,300 people. 4 people are hospitalized. The governor says there are roughly 300 test samples taken in Cass County that are still pending. And the number of cases is up to 169 in Minnesota, including 1 death in Ramsey County. The tally also includes a second case of COVID-19 in Clay County, a man in his 40s who recently traveled domestically. He's in self-quarantine at home. Nearly 4,700 people have been tested and 10 people are hospitalized. But state health officials say most patients are recovering from the virus. A major manufacturer in the Northern Valley is temporarily closing its doors because of problems related to the coronavirus. KFGO News is reporting that Arctic Cat in Thief River Falls will shut down temporarily for 3 to 5 weeks. The mayor of Thief River Falls has been told that the company is having trouble getting the parts it needs. Arctic Cat employs about 800 people. Take a look. This is what it typically looks like during the weekend in downtown Fargo. A lot of people gathering for drinks, music, food, a good time. But with businesses closing all over town, this is what it looks like right now because of COVID-19. Things are quieting down in a big way. And that's too big for many Uber and Lyft drivers who say they've seen a huge drop in business. One thing some are trying to get in on are DoorDash or Bite Squad because restaurant delivery orders are through the roof since governors have shut down dining rooms last week. Some teachers and staff from West Fargo are hitting the road today. I love this story. To say hello to their kids. They miss their kids and the kids miss their teachers. Westside Elementary is planning a parade through the neighborhoods where their students live. It will start at 5:30. Families are encouraged to step outside and wave as the parade drives by. Hundreds of thousands worldwide have been affected by COVID-19, but measures are continuing to be put into place to help flatten the curve, and that includes social distancing. A new vocabulary for a lot of us, right? To help us understand what these terms mean, we check in with the Valley Today's Abby Furchner, who joins us live in Studio B, and it sounds like you talked to the experts to kind of help us all understand what's happening.
Yeah, good morning, Lisa. I know it definitely can be a lot, but I want to start with the curve. And so the curve is used to see how an outbreak is affecting an area. And you might have seen 2 different curves like this one. So if a curve is spiked like this and then drops off quickly, that means many were affected at one time. And then there's also this other thing called the bell curve, or to flatten the curve. And that's what many health officials are wanting to happen in America.
The idea behind flattening the curve is that you want to try to spread out that illness over a longer period of time so that you don't overwhelm the system with a whole bunch of sick people at one time. So the incidence or the number of people that get ill over a time might still remain the same, but you spread it out over a longer period of time. So instead of it being, let's say, within, a couple weeks, it might be within, a couple months.
The curve can also determine how well we're doing with our public health, like properly washing our hands and taking social distancing seriously. And social distancing is so important at this time because it limits our exposure to those respiratory illnesses. And who can you be around? I know one-on-one, 6 feet away, that is definitely the recommendation right now when it comes to social distancing. But also think of your inner circle, the people you interact with the most, your immediate family. Dr. Vetter says you can be around those people at this time. But if those friends are kind of going to other social gatherings and going to the grocery store back and forth, you might want to limit your exposure to them. So I know it's a lot to understand, but these are two very important things to keep in mind during this time.
Our new normal. A lot of changes. Abby Furchner reporting live for us this morning. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question, a new survey asked people to name some positive things that have come from the coronavirus, and this came in at number 2. The answer, less pollution. Makes sense because we're all staying home and no one's out and about driving or polluting. Thank you so much for joining us today on this Monday morning. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but remember, the Valley Today rolls on. Be sure to tune in and join the Valley Today's Jordan Schreier right now on the Fargo CW.